Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. My name is Renee. This is Minecraft. And tonight I am going to transform the build behind me into a cozy general store for our village while you drift off to sleep. So sit back, relax, close your eyes, and enjoy the sounds of this build. Let's get right into it. So this is a vanilla building that was spawned into this spruce village when I first loaded the world. I really like the shape of it. I really like the double entrances, and I think we can use that when we transform the building. Keep the same sort of look and concept and layout and just make it bigger and better and more fit for this little town. So remember what this looks like because we are about to tear it down so we can rebuild it. And we're going to need to do a little bit of terraforming along the way as well. So let's just start one block at a time, taking down all of the wood and the stone so we can build up something better. It's a nice rainy night here in the village of Aurora. Most people would find it inconvenient, but I happen to love building in the rain. Let's switch over to our pickaxe so we can take down the stone walls. We will need to take out the floor as well. Then we can take down these little torches. Almost there. Just a couple more blocks to go. Oh, I think that dirt block up there was probably placed by an Enderman. It certainly was not placed by myself. All right. That gives us a nice clean slate to work with. And we're actually running out of some room here in our inventory. Let's see, there's a little hole here as well. Let's fill that up. Let's add some of these dirt blocks back in so we have a nice flat area to work with. And I have a couple shulker boxes here full of our materials. Let's come set these down over here. can put some of this away. I think we need to grab another chest or barrel for some overflow materials. We can put the mangrove in here. We can put some of the extra wood in here as well, the stuff that isn't spruce. Although that doesn't really help us to clear out this one with all the cobblestone in it. That's okay. We can just leave some of this in our inventory for now. I thought I had jungle trapdoors. Where did those go? Oh well. I'm sure they'll turn up at some point. I think this is good to start. So let's gather up the rest of these items that have fallen on the ground. And you can see we have a pretty good sizable area to work with here. However, I do want to take down a couple of these trees. Just to give us a little more space. And let's put some dirt in our hand and do a little bit of terraforming along with our shovel. Oh look, there's our jungle trapdoors right in front of my eyes. I think I want to build some of this up a little more into a more solid sort of small cliff. I think we will eventually put a retaining wall here. So let's sort of set that up right now. We'll at least put a nice long flat dirt wall. And at some point we can transform it. I also want to expand this area a little bit. Maybe we can take down this birch tree as well. We can always replace it later if we decide we do want a tree there. But for now, I just want to expand our build area a little bit more. Okay, I think I'm happy with that for now. Let's take a bit of a step back, take a look at the space that we have. I think I want this door to face us this way. So this will be the front. And then the back of it will be over here. Let's just start. Let's start over a little bit more. Let's build up this cliff side area. a little bit further. Oh look, a wandering trader. Let's see if he has anything interesting. Blue orchids. I feel like those are a little more rare. Let's go grab some emeralds from the town hall really quick. Hello, sir. Let me get into my emerald stores. And we can come back over here. Mr. Trader, excuse me. Can I trade you some emeralds for some blue orchids? Thank you so much. Oh no. I just saw a villager stuck. Yes, look at him stuck on the outside of this roof. Oh, there's two of them. They look like they're up to no good up there. We'll have to go save them at some point. Alright. So I think I want the store to start sort of right over here somewhere. Maybe even here. I'm starting by using the shovel to make path blocks to sort of outline the main general area. Alright, now that we have our general outline, let's count up and see if we're working with odds or evens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 13. That is an odd number, and I think that's going to be good. So let's come in with the cobblestone and start creating an outline. I think that's a good size. We don't need it to be too large. And we're gonna need to cut out some doorways. The idea is that you will enter through one doorway. You can walk in, talk to the shopkeeper, buy your wares, and then exit out the second doorway. So I think that's gonna work out pretty well. And we'll just start building up these walls. One layer at a time. Oops. All right. Let's go get a little more organized with all of our materials. Some of this stuff is a little extra that we're not going to need. But we will definitely need more of this cobblestone. Let's get one more barrel. And we'll set it back here for any of this extra random stuff. We can put the jungle trapdoors away. We'll put a crafting table out. Let's grab some spruce planks and some spruce logs. We'll turn them into spruce planks. And that should be good to get going on the base of the build. And why don't we put a couple more torches down, just so we have some extra light as we're working through the night. I think we'll go up at least one more layer. Let's see how that looks from the ground. I think that's good. We'll bring in a couple blocks here. And then I do think the doorways will end up being a little more narrow. We'll use the spruce planks to sort of build that up. And we'll put a small roof on each of these little outcroppings. So something like that looks a little similar to what we had before, but of course we're going to spruce it up, pun intended. Let's carve out some windows here as well. Maybe just a couple small ones like that. And we can put one here too, why not? Let's work on the floor as well. I do like getting the floor in early whenever I'm working on a build. I feel like it helps me visualize the proportions and the interior a little better. And you know what? We're gonna need to replace this layer of dirt with stone as well, because otherwise we're gonna get these little overlaps where the dirt meets the cobblestone. That's the connected textures texture pack. Well, I like it when it comes to texturing larger areas and walls and stuff like that. I do not like it when it comes to making my builds look a little messy. So let's replace this with cobblestone, as if there's a nice little base foundation there. That's much better. Alright, let's put in the floor. Now we're gonna do something a little special with the floor. We're gonna make it out of crafting tables. I did this for the town hall. I think it gave it a really nice look. And I think it makes sense that a general store would utilize crafting tables as a floor. So let's go drop these in. One by one. It definitely ends up a little expensive to use so many crafting tables for just a floor, but I think it's going to be worth it in the end. There we go. I think that's nice. Oh look, everyone's coming out to take a look. Okay, we're gonna work on getting the roof onto this building, and I think I actually want to bring the cobblestone up one more layer just to give us a little more space to work with the roof. How does this look? Okay, I think that's good. And that gives us a little more room to do some extra detailing. Now I think we're gonna keep it pretty simple and do a roof sort of similar to this one, where we're just using the spruce logs. It's very similar to the vanilla designs like this, except they do have these spruce supports on the corners. Even though this version didn't have it, maybe we can add some of those spruce supports. Let's try it. Let's see what it looks like. My goal with this village overall is for it to be a transformed spruce village. So in everything we're taking inspiration from the original designs that Mojang made and put in the game and trying to make improvements upon it. Trying to make everything look a little more special, a little more elevated, have a little more of a unique design. Let's see what this looks like. I do think I like that. I think we're going to keep that. Did he disappear and leave his llamas? Well, that's all right with me. We can add these guys to our llama collection over here. There should be 3 llamas back there. Yes, and then we have 2 llamas back at our starter base, or just 1 llama actually. But now we have another 2. They're adorable. And we're going to do a lot with those llamas at some point. But for now, let's come back and work on our general store. I kind of want to try something new with the roof. Let's do some experimenting. what if we keep the same sort of base layer and base look of the roof? Utilizing the horizontal spruce logs, but we use these as sort of an outline only, and then we fill in the roof with something different. Let's see. It might take me a little while to figure this out. Oops, didn't mean to fall. So hold on, you guys, bear with me for a few moments here while we try something new. Whenever I do a new build, I always like to try to bring in either a block or a building technique, something of the sort that I've never done before, while still keeping the builds within the same sort of look and feel and theme of everything else. I want everything to look cohesive, but I also want it to look unique, which is a sort of a fine line to walk when it comes to this game. But I think we're gonna figure out something really cool to do with this general store. And I just want to experiment a little bit with the roof here. So we're going to keep the spruce as an outline. We just have to build that up on each side. One more in the middle. All right. Now, my idea is to take these mangrove planks. We'll make them into mangrove stairs. I'm not sure if that's going to be quite enough to fill in the whole roof, but we can at least use it to test out a little bit of this front area. So we would have the red mangrove stairs coming across, and these would make up the main color of the roof. Yeah, we're definitely going to need more if we end up going this direction, but let's just see what it's going to look like first. And I feel like it makes sense for the general store to stand out a little bit more. Okay, that's all we have at the moment. Let's take a step back, see what we're working with. Oh, I like that. I do think that I really like that. But that does mean we're gonna need some more mangrove. Thankfully, I do have some propagules here, and there should be some bone meal around. Let's go find a space where we can plant these propagules and bone meal them up a little bit. How about right over here? in this sort of flat open area. At some point we'll build something over here as well. For now, we can use it for our little tree farm. Oh, that's a very tall tree. Lots of these roots, but we need the actual wood. Let's see. Alright, you guys, it's gonna take me a little bit here to go through and get all the actual mangrove wood. I do like the sound that the mud blocks make, or not the mud blocks, the roots make as you kind of take them down. Definitely hard to tell whether or not you've gotten all the wood, since it does sort of branch out at these upper levels. And it's also very dark right now. That makes it a little harder for me to see. Like there's another one way up here. Is that it? No, more. Well, I guess I would rather find more than find less. The more we can get, the better. 22. Okay, that's a good start. And we've got a few more trees here to chop down. There's definitely some wood up above this one. Let's see, lots of propagules already up here. I think we're gonna leave those. And hope that they mature into proper propagules. Propagules. And yes, more wood. Okay, I feel like that's it for this tree. And oh, we just came from this way. There should be one more over here with some wood. There's somewhere. Yes, alright. Not the cobblestone. We want the scaffolding to climb up. Okay. I don't see any more wood. Oh, well, right there, I guess. That looks pretty good. We have close to a stack of logs. That should be enough to make a good amount of stairs. Let's pick up this propagule and we'll just leave everything else there for now and come back to it later. Oh, this is gonna look so cute right here. Alright, let's climb back up. Let's see, maybe at this top level, instead of stairs, we'll do slabs. Let's make some more stairs. Ooh, I think we'll need a little more than that. Okay, that should be enough to at least finish off the main part of this roof. Let's say we have slabs coming across on this top level. And then we'll climb down here and place all these stairs down. Some of the decorations I gathered for this build are red and brown. I think those are pretty good colors for what we're looking for. Okay. That's the main part of the roof, done and in place. I know it's a little dark, but we can take a look from this side as well. Okay, I'm happy with that sort of shape and size. Let's bring the spruce logs back. And I do want to have a cross beam over here. Something like that. With the same thing on this side. Or perhaps we can replace. Yes, let's do this. We'll replace this top layer with the spruce logs. So the cross beam is sort of flush with the wall. Oh, that one's stuck. That's gonna bother me if we don't get it. There. I hope those chickens in the background aren't too annoying. Let's do the same thing on this side. Spruce logs across. Okay, there we go. And then we can utilize this same motif, which is spruce fences going across, just so that that area stands out a little bit. Just gives it a little bit more depth and dimension. Okay, we should get a little more light up around here. Just so I can see what's going on a little better. These are just temporary, but it helps me see feel like the roof is looking a little flat from this angle. But I guess if you're looking at it from this angle, it's all right. I kind of want to have it build up a little taller. Come together at more of a steeper angle. You know what? I'm gonna ignore that desire for now. I do want to keep this a little more simple. I do want it to follow the blueprint that has already been laid out by previous vanilla remake builds, so we're just gonna keep it as it is. And I'm thinking that we fill in this with the regular spruce planks. Do the same on this side as well. Okay. And let's break out a couple more windows, just so that from the outside it looks a little more even. Oh, we should take down all these leaves because they're not gonna despawn on their own since they're right next to all of these logs. Okay. There we go. That's a little better. I do think that looks good. Now let's figure out how we're going to do these entrances. I do want them to sort of blend into the rest of the build, sort of like a dormer window. I think that's what it's called. But let's see, if we start just like that, we may need to start these a little higher. But let's try it real quick. Oh, I think he just opened my barrel. That's not yours. What are you doing, sir? Okay, I was right. We need to start these up another level. So right here, like that. And then this will come up here. And then this one will come up here. It'll be something like this. But I think we're gonna do the same. Here we go. I want to have it transition into the mangrove, just like we did with the main part of the roof. So we want this to come out like this. And then let's see if we just break those and do that. Keep this one here. Oh, not upside down. Place these like that. And then this one would have to be a slab. Oh, I've trapped myself. Okay, this would be a slab. And I think this would be... Let's see. Does that make sense? Even though we're seeing a little bit of the cobblestone here, could we replace that on the inside with the mangrove? Let me see. We might end up... You know what I think we're gonna do? Is we're gonna replace this whole top line also with spruce. That'll kind of frame the inside a little better, and it'll solve the issue of this inner block showing through. Oh, I hate it when the blocks get stuck up there. There we go. Again. Okay. Let's see what that looks like from the outside. Let's see, it's not quite what I'm looking for. There is something a little bit off about the way this looks. What if we just fill all of that in? I think that helps already, especially from the front. From the side, we have that little bit of a gap there. I wonder if it would help to remove this block entirely. Maybe we can place like a spruce slab down to sort of help out with that transition. It's not perfect, but it might be all right. What if this was a mangrove slab instead? I think I like that a little better. Let's stick with that for now. Always subject to change. Let's build up this second one the same way. I keep forgetting to use the pick block feature of this game. It is super helpful. And should ideally make building go a lot quicker. I just forget about it. Okay, we may be able to just remove that block entirely. Maybe place these down here. And then get the stairs. Oop, not upside down. Right side up, please. Is that about even? Yes. Okay. Let's take a step back and see how that looks. Oop, we just need to fill this up with slabs. And I'm sure we'll put a lantern or something hanging down. I think I would rather have these spruce logs continue like this, and maybe this just becomes a full plank instead. Or the spruce log goes one further. I think I'm gonna like that better. Just having the spruce log fully attach. Oops. Let's go back up. Try that a third time. Oh no. Oh no, this is very embarrassing. I cannot walk up scaffolding. Okay. Okay. I think that's good. I'll just take a quick peek from this side. Yeah, I'm okay with the roofs of these little front doorways being a little smaller and a little less noticeable. Let's put some light down just so we can see a little better. Okay. Great. Now we'll put some doors in. Let's add some of the flooring in here. You know what I think we're gonna do is replace some of these just with oak slabs, just for a little variety within the floor. So there's a sort of a transition into the main part of the building. Let's fill this in so we have just one small window. Oh, and this will be a nice place for some greenery and some flowers, of course. Okay, while I'm thinking about it, we're going to do what if we did mangrove buttons? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times 2 is 28. So we need 28 mangrove buttons. I do like using buttons as decoration on the edges of logs whenever we use those for the roof. Now over here we did spruce buttons, but since we're doing a red roof, I think the red buttons are gonna look really cute. Let's see if I can get all these on without falling anywhere. Oh, we're gonna need to break out the scaffolding for those top ones. All right. Let's get up here. Add a few more of these buttons. Great. And now for this side, same thing, we'll build up just a little bit. Okay. Oh, we missed one. Almost. There we go. Okay. I like that. That's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Let's work on these windows a little bit. We're gonna do a classic campfire, and then we'll need something for the window shutters. And we need some sort of glass panes. I did grab a couple options. So I think we can use the jungle trapdoors as the window shutters. Let's put some of this other stuff back we're not going to need right at the moment. We can maybe use jungle for the doors as well. That'll kind of match the jungle trapdoors. And where's the glass I grabbed? We have this brown stained glass pane, or light gray, which is actually white. I think we're just gonna stick with the brown. Let's try the white, bringing it in as like a little pop of white, a little contrast. But something tells me that I'm gonna like the brown best, especially with these jungle trapdoors. Let's see, I think we'll put them on the inside. Except then we'll need to adjust this block. Maybe we can make it cobblestone. And then we'll put the doors in here. There we go. And then, while I'm thinking about it, spruce stairs upside down above the door. That's a little bit of dimension, a little bit of depth that I really enjoy. Let's grab the lanterns and the chains. I know I said we were going to do the windows, but sometimes it's good for me to just get something done if it's on my mind and I know I want to do it. like that. That's perfect. Same thing here. And we're also going to do that up here. But I think we'll do it, oops. We'll do it like this. So, no chains, just the light. Hello, little doggo. And another cat. We've had so many stray cats running around this village, which is very exciting. I really enjoy having them around. Okay. I'm getting a bit distracted. Let's get this lantern up. Just like that. Should we put a window here? I think we should. Let's go for the stained brown glass. Oh, let's replace these while I'm looking at them. Or at least take them out. We'll put some dirt in a moment. Let's come back over here. Hello, little one. She responded. Did you guys hear that? Okay. Now let's just see what it would look like if we used white instead as a little pop of color. I think I'm gonna like the white, you guys, actually. Actually, I think I like the white. I think we're gonna remove. Let's remove these windows up here. I think I'd like to keep those fully enclosed. So do that. We'll remove this one as well. Then we're going to use the white stained glass like that. I think that's cute. And then let's bring in the campfires above. We'll put them out, of course. And then the jungle trapdoors along the sides like open window shutters. Let's see. We'll do that and maybe just one on this side. Or both like that. No. Maybe no shutters here. Definitely shutters over here. All right. I've just had another idea. Let's use barrels for the base of these pillars. Like that. Oh, let's grab some dirt. While we're at it, fill in just those two little spots. Excuse me. All right. Now we can turn those into barrels. Excuse me, chicken. Barrel. And one more. Ooh, we're gonna have to do something about this side of the because that does not look right at all. Okay, well, let's see. Let's do this first. And then why don't we grab, I think I just ran into him. Or he ran into me. Let's grab this dirt. Let's throw this egg. Oh, a chicken. Exciting. I recently returned from a vacation to Hawaii, the island of Kauai, and it was covered in chickens. So I kind of like the idea of our village also now being covered in chickens. All right. We're making some good progress here. I think the exterior is pretty close to sort of up to par for my standards. We'll definitely need to add some greenery. We'll definitely need to add a sign. Maybe we can do this sort of thing here as well. No, we have the lanterns actually. We don't need that. I think we're ready to add in some of the greenery and the flowers and everything. That was pretty quick. I thought it might take a little longer to get the exterior done, but we're making really good time, you guys. And we'll need to do something on the back as well. Maybe we can open up a window. Let's see, or a couple windows. It sort of mirrors the entrance in a way. What if it was just like that? Two big windows. Let's leave them open for now. Maybe we'll end up doing just one big window. Okay, for now, let's leave it. Let's work on the exterior decorations in terms of flowers and greenery and stuff like that. So we'll at least need to connect up a pathway. Something sort of like that. Okay. And then we can definitely put maybe some little flower boxes here. Using some dirt as the base. You know what? I ended up using rooted dirt recently as the base for some flower beds, and I really liked it. So why don't we go back home really quick? We'll grab some more rooted dirt and we'll try that out. Okay, here's our rooted dirt. Oh, I love that view. I like how you can see it from here. That's really nice. Okay, this is turning out very good. Now let's place the rooted dirt down. I think we'll maybe replace this with the rooted dirt. Maybe this one as well. And we can have this whole cute little flower bed right here. And then this would need to be rooted dirt with some regular dirt in front. Oh, and this should actually be up one. Like that. Okay, now the question is, do we want to use shelves or do we want to use trapdoors? Let's see, let's get a little more organized here. We can put some of this stuff away. Let's see. Oak can go back here. The spruce can go here. These seeds are just extras. Let's pull out some of the flowers I think we're going to want to use. We're going for a sort of brown, yellow, a little bit of white, and red beam. We can also pull out this leaf litter. Okay. Let's see what the shelves look like. We did use these shelves, not the spruce ones, but I think we used colored shelves in the Wizard's Tower build. So I kind of want to do that again here. We just do all red and orange flowers like that. Let's just see what the trapdoors would look like. The trapdoors are classic, but it's always fun to bring in some new shelves, or some new, well, we are bringing in the shelves, but they are a new block. So I think for novelty's sake, let's do the shelves. They're like that. And then the same thing on this side. And just the poppies, maybe. Or should we throw a dandelion in here as well? Let's do just the poppies. And we have space here to throw in a dandelion. And what if we put the wildflowers? There in the front, like that. I think that works. Then we can put the tulips on the inside. But we can also place maybe a few more dandelions around. Oh, I want these to be not path blocks. I want them to be regular blocks. Dandelion. Let's see, we do have some room back here. What if we just bone meal some of this so we get a little bit of greenery? Yeah, we'll just do something like this. I guess I can't bone meal non-grass dirt. Well, that's fine. Place a couple little wildflowers down. Like that. We can place some down here. Is that too many? I feel like I went a little overboard there. Yeah, we'll remove a little bit of these. Those can connect. We'll have them kind of spilling out this way a little bit. And then we can put some over here as well. All right. Let's see if we could make some more firefly bushes. Yeah. Okay, I just want a little bit more, just a couple more on hand. So we can also place these at various intervals for some extra light and some extra particle magic ambiance. I do love that. And then we'll just put some grasses here. I kind of want the small ones, you know. These aren't quite the grasses I'm looking for. Okay, that's all right. We'll do one more, then we'll just work with what we've got. Okay. I think that looks good. The only things left to do is a little bit of texturing with the moss and the mossy cobble. And then adding in some greenery. So let's do that before we get to the inside. Okay. Oh, and we have this leaf litter too. Let's sprinkle some of that around as well. Okay, I think that's good. It's just a little bit, a little extra something something. Now we have, oh, what did I just say? A little bit of greenery. We're going to use the spruce leaves. Oh, look, we have this banner too. What if we hung the banners here and here? We should take these down. Does that make sense for the banners? And if we do it here as well? No, I think that's a little much. I think that's kind of overkill. We'll put the banners on the inside. Okay, but we do need the mossy cobble and the moss blocks. Mossy cobblestone and the vines and the spruce leaves. So we'll do all of this sort of at once. We can put some of this other stuff away. Where's my dirt? Here's my dirt. Yeah, we'll keep the dirt in here. Okay. We need to get onto the roof to add in the spruce leaves. Or should we do oak? We've done oak for all of those, but I believe we did spruce for this one. Let's do spruce. Let's do spruce. I like to vary up the leaves that we use a little bit. I don't want to sort of second guess myself here. But we'll have some spruce leaves coming down this way. Sort of spilling off the side. And I like that. And then on this side, we'll want them to start a little higher, like up here, and sort of go across. Maybe across and down, like that. Oops. Let's take a look. Not too bad. Let's have this come down one more. And we're actually going to take out one of these. We can place that one there. And then, it's hard to do from this angle, but I want this to sort of spill down and come inside. Okay, we're gonna have to drop down and do it from over here. To make sure that the spruce leaves are gonna come inside like that, come out over the top, and then why don't we have them just spill down and over. Something like that. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with how that looks. Okay, that's a great view from this side. Let's see on this side. We'll have a little bit kind of curving around this corner. something like this. Okay, that looks perfect. Let's come take a look from this angle. Okay, yeah, this backside definitely needs some work. I've got an idea. Let's build up here. Let's get rid of some of this leaf litter. We can actually have this coming down this way. I'm going across, maybe even dropping down a little bit. And we need a little more up here. I think we'll just have this, oops, didn't mean to fall. I think we'll just have this sort of, oops, again. This will just sort of curve around the top like that. How does that look? Okay, that's good. I like that. I do think we should fill in, oh, not with the mossy. Oops, oops. We might fill in the window. I don't know, we'll decide a little later. But let's go now with the mossy cobble. In a few places. We'll do the moss blocks as well. Like that. Let's do one over here. Like that. How about one more in this corner? Like that. And then we can do a few in these corners. Maybe one up top here. Just the mossy cobble. And we'll definitely do a couple here. Okay, it's a subtle change, but just gives it a little bit of that kind of old aged look. If you see some moss growing up in between the cracks of the cobblestone. And that might be the end of this. I did just get an idea while we're looking at it. Let's try... Oh, and we gotta put the vines up too. Okay, let's do the vines first. Put one there. Can put one here. Let's see, we can put one here. Actually, let's do it here. And then we can definitely put a vine there, it'll grow down. And maybe one more vine over here somewhere. Let's do that. Okay. That should be good. Now I did have an idea to add just a little more detail to the roof. we do alternating planks up here, it'll give it a little extra detail. How does that look? Is that too much, or is that okay? Or should that top line of the roof actually be made of the spruce logs? Let's see. Okay, we can put this back. Let's experiment just a little bit. If I can get up onto the roof without falling off, my goodness. What if this just went straight across with the spruce logs? And you know what we could put on top of there? Just to make sure mobs don't spawn, we'll put some buttons. I might actually like that better. I think that makes it look just a little more polished. Let's just drop some buttons along the top, just to discourage any mobs from spawning up here. Maybe, let's see. Is it super noticeable? No, I don't think the buttons are noticeable at all. Well, let's just leave it for now. We can always go and put more on later. But I'm really happy, you guys, with how this exterior is looking. Let's just hang a sign here that says General Store. Okay, great. Now all we've got left to do are the interiors, which should be fun and easy. So let's get organized with our inventory. We'll grab up what we're gonna need. We'll definitely use some spruce. We can put these away. Let's grab the azaleas. Let's grab the glowberries. Let's grab glowstone. We'll need this glass again. We'll grab a composter. Let's grab the bookshelf, the candles, the flower pot, the paintings, oh my goodness, the barrels, and the chest. Okay. I think that's a good start. Let's turn some of these into glass panes and grab the cobwebs. Okay, let's start by placing these windows in here, and then we need to make the sort of counter this is where the whoever runs the general store, they've got this big long countertop right here. And then let's actually do something like that. Or we'll just do one in the middle. Okay. And then let's figure out the lighting. Do we want this upper area to be like a second level? Perhaps where the couple who runs the general store will live? Or do we have it just be sort of like open rafters, maybe some storage? I kind of think it makes more sense for it to be either storage or just some rafters. Okay, I'm not sure yet, so we're gonna take a moment and think about it. But we do need to figure out lighting in the meantime. I think I'd like to have sort of some hanging lighting. We need to find the very middle, which would be right here. Let's see if we can build this up. A chain and a chain and a fence. If I can find where that chain was. Oh no, I cannot see very well at all what I have placed and where I have placed it. There. So that's a chain. Ooh, and it's not centered. Oops. All right, let's try this again. Oh no. We didn't use Silk Touch. We lost that glowstone. Oh well. Okay. There's the chain, there's the chain. Now if I look directly up, we should be able to place this spruce fence on the chain. There we go. And then the glowstone below that. Okay, I kind of like that sort of floating light look. Maybe we'll place a couple more. And we'll have them be a little higher, so it'll be just one chain and then the fence and then the glowstone. Yeah, that looks good. And let's do the same thing over here. Chain, fence, glowstone. Okay, I'm happy with that as our light source. Let's see. Let me see what it looks like if we stack up some barrels here, or if we put some barrels here. Maybe these are stacked like this. And then we'll take these ones down. No, I'm not a fan of that. I do think I want to utilize the shelves. Okay, let's go put one or two of these things back. Yeah, like the glass. We definitely don't need that anymore. Okay. Oh no, look, that one is the wrong orientation. Let's fix that real quick. Alright, you guys, I do want to keep it simple in here. So why don't we do this? Let's just place some barrels here along the walls. That's like extra storage. Let's stack up these dark oak slabs. Right in here. They sort of look like barrels, or they could just be a little decorative. Let's take the shelves. Maybe we can put them there like that. No, actually, let's put the shelves up like that. And then we can do the same things here. We got to make a little more. Let's go make some more shelves. Which means we need stripped logs. Let's see how quickly we can do this. Oh, except this chicken really wants to get in the way. Okay. Let's put some of this stuff back really quick. Let me just strip several of these. Okay, 32. That should be a good amount to make some spruce shelves. And if we have the shelves just sort of up along the wall like that, then there could be items in the shelves. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I feel like we do need some more light in here. Let's maybe just grab the lanterns. We have these candles too. Maybe just a lantern there. Maybe one here and one here. I almost want these shelves to be up one higher. And then they act as also part of the decor as well. Oh, look at, I put the shelves in the shelf. That's funny. If it was something like that, and then we could even put some upside down stairs. In here. Okay. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I think I would like to hang a couple more lanterns. Or maybe... No, I'm second guessing myself. Let's not do that. Could we just stack some more barrels? Maybe a little asymmetrically? And then we have item frames as well. Maybe we can put these up here. And possibly like display some items in the item frames. I think that's pretty good. We do have these banners. Ooh, too many banners. What if we hung them up like that? I kind of like that. It helps kind of transition all those different blocks in an interesting way, perhaps. Let's throw up 2 more item frames just to kind of keep everything even. And then maybe instead of having lanterns, we could maybe place 1 lantern. Maybe on this side, maybe it's like a little off center. And then we have these candles. Let's place the candles. Okay, I don't have any flint and steel on me, but that's okay. And then now we also need some flower pots around. one here. Maybe we'll put one here. And one here. Let's do that. Let's do some tulips in those ones. Why don't we put one up here? The tulip as well. And then maybe this one can have another azalea. Okay, you guys, we're getting there. We're really getting there. I think we're pretty close. I have some paintings here. I was thinking we could maybe do sort of a double, two tall double paintings right here. And find the ones that look like shelves. Like that. As if there's just some extra shelves here with some stuff in them. Maybe even this one here on the bottom. It looks a little crowded, but I think that's okay. And then we'll definitely want to put a couple of item frames here. And I do like to have some greenery and some glowberries on the insides of builds too. So I think really quick we're gonna run back home and we'll grab some flint and steel so we can light these candles. And then we'll finish off this interior and then we're gonna be done. Let's see if there's some random things as well that we can maybe grab and display in the shelves and in the item frames inside of the general store. Oh, we have a very full inventory though. Oops. Okay, well maybe some of this we can already drop off while we're here. Like some of this spruce stuff. The dark oak. And there we go. Let's keep the paintings on the item frames just in case. We'll keep the lanterns, but I think we can drop off the banners. And then we'll drop off the glowstone and these candles. Let's hold on to the candles actually, just in case. Those come with the flint and steel. I think we can put the barrels away. I feel like we can put the iron chains away. Okay. So, why don't we grab a fishing rod and maybe this iron pickaxe, maybe a shield. We can grab an extra flint and steel, and we'll grab an extra pair of shears. We'll do the fishing rod. Let's do the iron pickaxe. Let's grab a compass. What else can we grab? Maybe there's a few things here in general decor. Maybe we'll grab some of these levers. Maybe we'll grab some of these composters. Maybe we'll grab a chest or two. I feel like you could sell chests at a general store, right? Okay, maybe there's some stuff in these little random barrels that we can grab. Maybe some ink sacks and some glow ink sacks. I think that makes some sense. Oh, and we'll maybe grab out a couple bundles. Oh, there's so many bundles in there. These bundles definitely confuse me to some degree. All right. I think that's enough stuff that we can use to sort of fill out the offerings at the general store. All right, it's looking so cute, you guys. I'm so excited. Let's see. Let's put some of this stuff up here. Okay, the levers don't work. They don't look like anything. Let's see if we can put these bundles up. Bundle, ooh. There. Bundle. And bundle. Ink sac. Glow ink sac. Composter. No, that doesn't really make sense. Chest? That doesn't make sense either. It looks too small. Well, maybe we can put a lantern there. I think it makes sense that people would want to buy a lantern. And even though the shelves are empty, I think we'll just leave them empty. Oh, we did have the shears and the flint and steel that we could add. And we could maybe put, yeah, we can put some of this stuff into there. Okay, let's do this. Let's light these candles. There, that really helps with the sort of ambiance. And then we can put some of these in here. We'll just pretend that they're really selling these composters. Oops. know what, you guys? I don't like having this stuff in the shelves. It doesn't quite work out the way that I wanted it to. But we can maybe we'll just put a pair of shears in here. Remove all these composters. And the shelves will just be there as more of decoration, I suppose. All right. We have to add some cobwebs, some glowberries, and some extra bits of greenery. Why don't we use the mangrove leaves on the inside to kind of brighten it up a little bit? So we'll start with just sort of placing them along the sides like this. Same thing up here. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. It's not too overwhelming. And then we can throw some glowberries in the corner. Like that. Is there room? Yeah, I think there's room to do just some glowberries in each corner. Shear the ends, bone meal them up, and then maybe we'll leave that corner open. Okay, one last little bit. Let's add some carpets to the floor. What if we just do a whole line of red from entrance to exit? That just kind of leads you in and brings you through. We can maybe vary it just a little bit so it's not so perfectly symmetrical. Oh, okay, we can't have one there because it knocked the painting down. That's fine. Come on, there we go. How about something like that? Does that work? I think so. I think this place looks great, you guys. Okay, let's pull back from the outside. We'll do our final last looks. Here is the entryway. It's says general store. We got these little pathways that lead up to the double doors. Looks pretty cute from the side. Then from here you come inside. It's opened up nice and warm and cozy. Lots of storage around, a little bit of greenery. Some wares for sale hanging up on the walls. Some little candles to guide your way. I think it's beautiful. And I'm super happy with how it turned out. I think it fits the town really well. It looks similar to our other builds without being exact. And we're just continuing to build out this wonderful little world for us to live in. So you guys, that is it for the day. For the evening, I guess. I hope you are either asleep or feeling very nice and relaxed. Thank you so much for joining me this evening for this little cozy general store build. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button before you go. Don't forget to subscribe as well for more ASMR long plays as well as live streams every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. PST. Please have a wonderful rest of your evening, your night, your week, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.